After being told that we could start a private online high school, we worked for 8 or 9 months, diligently spent hours and hours and hours to finally be told that we would not be allowed to do so.
When I found out that Renton Christian wasn't going to be allowed to operate an online program, I was surprised at first, and then I was outraged. Government schools are operating these programs all over the state. Why wouldn't a private school be allowed to do the same thing? Freedom Foundation believes in increasing options for families, and something like this is a clear example where the government is artificially preventing people from having a choice. So naturally, we got involved. I looked in the surrounding area and I recognized that Representative Mark Hargrove was in the vicinity of Renton Christian School. So I got Dr. Consmo connected with Representative Hargrove, and they got to talking about what might be necessary and what could be done.
I got notified by Jami Lund of the Freedom Foundation that Renton Christian School had been working for a couple of years to try to get an online private school going, and discovered that there was an obstacle, that the law was not going to allow that to happen. So I made an arrangement to meet with Dr. Consmo at Renton Christian School, and we got to work on drafting a bill to fix this problem so that if we can have online public schools, we ought to be able to have online private schools.
Renton Christian didn't have a high school when I was graduating 8th grade, so I wanted to keep going to this school because this was a really nice school and I really enjoyed going here, and so I was really excited when they said they were going to start an online high school.
In order to make online private schools possible, we knew we had to change the law. So I sketched out what a solution would look like. Now, getting a bill passed in the legislature is actually pretty difficult. More than 80% of the proposed legislation does not become law, and we knew this bill would be opposed if it was perceived as competing with our state's monopoly school system. With our current legislature, if the bureaucracy or the union even raised an eyebrow, the bill could be killed. I think, though, that the key element was to show how unfair it was to families to give the government the exclusive right to operate flexible schooling and not allow private schools to have that same option. I was pleased that school officials and families stepped up to speak out on behalf of this bill, and I know that made a lot of difference. Also, to make this happen, we worked with a number of people like the Washington Federation of Independent Schools, certainly Mark Hargrove, and Senator Braun. Because of our combined efforts, the bill was signed by the governor on May 7th.
And so today we have online private schools.
The families here at Renton Christian love their elementary experience, their junior high experience, and they're excited to know that that can now continue into high school.
I do community theater a lot, and so I really enjoy being able to do online high school and working at my own pace and taking things fast when I need to and going a little bit slower when I need to as well. So it's definitely a great choice.
And none of this would have been possible without Jami Lund, Mark Hargrove, and the Freedom Foundation.
I'm really grateful to have an online high school that I can attend.